Hey everyone, I'm Critbuff, and just as I did last season, I'll be reviewing the weapons from this season now that I've taken some time to use them in the Crucible. I want to point out that I've taken into consideration feedback from the comments that as a PC player, some viewers don't get as much value from my content because they play on console. Having heard that feedback, I'll be basing my reviews around using both a controller and mouse and keyboard on PC so I can provide better information about weapons and their behavior. For the majority of this review, well, really for all of the footage outside of the weapon testing on my friend, I am using a controller, so take that into consideration, please. I'm starting this series off today with my review of the Season of Opulence sniper rifle, the Beloved, or Beloved. The Beloved is a solar adaptive frame sniper rifle, which you can earn completing the Menagerie with a rune of Jubilation in your Chalice's first rune slot, and any red rune in your second slot. You can determine what masterwork your Beloved will come with by using the appropriate rune in your Chalice's third rune slot. Purple runes will give you a handling masterwork, red runes a reload speed masterwork, green runes a range, and blue runes a stability masterwork weapon. For stats, the Beloved is a member of the adaptive frame of sniper rifles, meaning it hits Guardians in the Crucible for 394 damage to the head and 131 damage to the body. It holds 4 rounds in the magazine and fires 90 rounds per minute. There are currently 6 snipers in the adaptive frame family, and I'll be comparing the Beloved to them. It comes with a base range rating of 55, the highest in the post-Forsaken adaptive frame category. Its stability of 51 is second only to the Long Goodbyes value of 53. I know that stability isn't really a selling point for snipers outside of the rapid fire frame, but I felt it was worth mentioning. Its handling speed of 52 is also best in class. Its reload speed of 44 is tied for last place with Fate Cries Foul, but it isn't too far behind the fastest loading sniper in this archetype, the Long Goodbye. The Beloved's aim assistance of 68 is far and away the best of its kind. Remember, aim assistance affects both reticle stickiness and bullet magnetism for console users, while PC users will only see a bonus to the gun's bullet magnetism. The Beloved comes with one fixed scope and a zoom rating of 40. For controller players, the Beloved is very sticky at close ranges and retains a fair amount of that adhesiveness at farther ranges. Testing the weapon, I noticed aim assist works as far out as 100 meters away at least. For bullet magnetism, which affects both console and PC, I tested the Beloved's ability to land a headshot while aiming just near the head. This seems to hit a cliff at 89 meters, which is still a very generous helping of bullet magnetism considering the accuracy you can achieve on M&K. With that out of the way, let's go over the perks. I won't go into what would count as a god roll since I feel it's a very personal matter. I'll go into all the possible perks for a column and what I personally feel is best for the weapon. But please don't take that to mean that if you get something else, your roll of this weapon isn't any good. As we've established, on base stats alone, the Beloved is a top tier sniper for its frame. For barrel perks, the Beloved can come with arrowhead brake, chambered compensator, corkscrew rifling, extended barrel, fluted barrel, full bore, hammer forged rifling, polygonal rifling, however you want to pronounce it, and small bore. I would recommend going for as much range as you can for your Beloved to push out its accuracy at greater distances. That being the case, I would place full bore at the top of this category with its plus 15 to range at a cost of minus 10 to stability and 5 to handling. It's a generous bonus to range at a relatively minor cost to handling, which can be compensated for in the other perk columns. For ammunition perks, the Beloved can roll with accurized rounds, drop mag, appended mag, tactical mag, extended mag, steady rounds, alloy magazine, and flared magwell. As I mentioned before, range is what I would desire most from this weapon, so I suggest going for accurized rounds. It's a solid plus 10 to range without any penalties to any of the weapon's other stats. I would also avoid drop mag at all cost, as the special ammo economy is a very valuable thing in the Crucible. For the third perk column, we have these possible choices. The new and highly sought after perk No Distractions is in this column, and it's something I'll discuss on its own in a few seconds. We also have Demolitionist, Snapshot, Firmly Planted, Mulligan, and Field Prep. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about No Distractions. This perk is unique to the Beloved and reads as follows. Aiming this weapon for a short period reduces flinch. That short period is roughly a second, which can be a deal breaker for many in the Crucible. This is especially true for more aggressive players who prefer to slide into a lane with snapshot sights, fire a shot, and then duck out before they can get countered. I've tested both No Distractions and Unflinching Sniper Aim perk on chest armor with 2 separate Beloveds, and one with and one without the No Distractions perk. First up, we have the normal path of flinch with Beloved. As we can see, the reticle jumps up a fair bit above my friend's name and health bar. It then comes down to the right, resting in a spot between and over his head and left shoulder. Next, we have the path our reticle takes with wearing a piece of the armor with the unflinching sniper aim perk. This time, the reticle doesn't go past the F in Ghost Wolf's name here, and it comes to rest almost exactly where it did from the normal flinch path before. Now, for no distractions, with this perk active, we see the reticle climbs from the center of my opponent's face to the middle of his health bar before coming back down to end back on the left side of his face. I'll point out that where the reticle ends is probably close enough to count as a headshot. Interestingly, when combining unflinching sniper aim with no distractions, the reticle climbs from the center of my enemy's head to the center right of the health bar and falls back down to rest in its spot over and between his head and left shoulder again. Unfortunately, I don't have any gear with an enhanced unflinching sniper aim to test with this weapon. I find it very odd that the no distractions perk alone is better at reducing flinch than is the combination of the perks. Don't take this as me telling you to unequip your unflinching sniper aim gear. I'm just letting you know that in this particular instance, in my testing, it's just not as good as using no distractions by itself. If what you're doing is working for you, then just keep doing it. Overall, no distractions supports a more passive style of play that focuses on controlling lanes, and that can be a great tool for players just starting to snipe in PvP who are also working towards earning their revoker. This will not be a trait that everyone finds useful for their playstyle, but it has a place and a purpose in PvP, and it does well there. Moving on to other perks, let's go over Demolitionist. This perk reads, kills with this weapon generate grenade energy. Activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserves. Now, this is an interesting perk for grenade-focused builds, and can certainly find its place with players looking to do so. I haven't been able to find a beloved with this perk on it yet to test exactly how much grenade energy kills with the sniper would return. Let us know in the comments if you've got a rifle with this on it and what your thoughts are on it, as I'm sure there are people who are curious to know. Next, we have Snapshot for faster time to aim down sights. For some players, this is an absolute must-have perk. I consider it a top-tier perk for sure and my personal favorite in this column. Being able to quickly scope in for a quick snipe as you enter a lane is a very valuable trait for any sniper rifle to have. This is even more important for more aggressive players who prefer to push into lanes as opposed to laning from the back of the map. Additionally, you can scope in to kill one target, scope out to locate your next, and repeat. If you already have Snapshot, then you'll love it again on the Beloved. Firmly planted increases accuracy, stability, and handling when firing while crouched. I'm personally not a fan of the perk, but it does have its benefits for both aggressive and passive snipers. Aggressive players can slide into a lane and take advantage of the improved accuracy and handling speed to aim down sights slightly faster for a quick pick. Passive players preferring to hold down lanes can at least take care of the buffed accuracy. Following that, we have Mulligan. I don't prefer perks with a chance of working, and instead choose to rely upon perks which I have control over. Mulligan can be great when it works, but it isn't anything to be counted on. Lastly in this column we have Field Prep, which reads increased ammo reserves and faster reload, stow, and ready speeds when you're crouching. This is certainly a useful perk in PvE and pairs well with perks from the fourth column for those purposes. Again, you'll need to be crouched to gain most of the benefits from this perk. If you find that you don't usually slide or crouch while using snipers, then this perk won't be as much of a benefit to you outside of its improved ammo reserves. For the fourth column on this weapon, we have Box Breathing, Quick Draw, Fourth Time's the Charm, Ambitious Assassin, Moving Target, and Rampage. Box Breathing is an interesting choice for this weapon because it gives the weapon the ability to shut down roaming supers at full health with a single headshot. The perk reads as follows. Aiming this weapon for a short period without firing grants bonus range and precision damage that resets after firing or exiting zoom. Again, this perk suits a more passive playstyle of sniping in PvP. It pairs particularly well with no distractions for those same purposes. In PvE, this perk is useful for burst damage against mages and bosses. However, the math usually works out to suggest that after firing your first box breathing round, you should just continue to fire the weapon at its normal rate of fire. Quick Draw is another top tier perk for sniper rifles that allows you to draw this weapon unbelievably fast per the text in the game. Now this allows you to alternate between your primary and the Beloved as the situation requires. It's important to note that the perk also has an unstated bonus to aim down sight speed. since it provides a general handling speed buff to the weapon. Paired together with something like Snapshot, and the Beloved becomes a lightning-fast powerhouse. This is the combo I fell in love with on mine, but it may not be the best for everyone. Fourth Time's the Charm is next on our list and has some nice synergy with Appended Mag and Extended Mag. This perk states that rapidly landing precision hits will return 2 rounds to the magazine. You can combine this perk with the previously mentioned magazine perks, Field Prep, and a backup mag mod for a mini Whisper of the Worm in your energy slot. This is a useful combo for PvE and can be tons of fun in strikes and nightfalls with the right modifiers. Ambitious Assassin is a useful perk in PvE, but it's not anything I would seek out personally. If you already like it, then you like it, and you know why you like it. Rampage is an interesting perk on this weapon that provides some situational utility in PvP. At 1 stack of Rampage, the Beloved's critical damage goes from 394 to 434, and body shots go from 131 to 145 damage for a 10% increase to damage. At 2 stacks of Rampage, you'll be doing 477 critical damage and 159 damage to the body for a 21% increase. I was unable to find any sources I trust confirming what 3 stacks of Rampage would do for damage, but following the model put out by Fallout Plays, the 3rd stack of this buff should bring the Beloved's headshot damage to 520 and body shots to 172 for a 32% buff overall. You'll never be able to one-shot body shot another Guardian in the Crucible with Rampage stacks, but they can significantly improve your chances of shutting down a roaming super if you can land a headshot. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and this review of the Beloved. I want to thank you for watching it, and if you could please leave a comment below telling me what you think of these more comprehensive reviews. Are they too long, or do you think they serve a good purpose of fully informing your decision making? Thanks again, and goodbye.